G'day everyone, I'm the Red Scar and this is Red Scar Gaming. Today I'm doing my summary of Draft 4 of March of the Machine. I didn't do very well. I won one game and it's basically just because my opponent logged off halfway through the battle, though I was probably going to win that one anyway, to be honest. Here hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and I'll go through each card individually. Tarkia Dune Shaper. In hindsight, maybe I should have taken the extra one that I had in my sideboard, simply because it was most of those games it was turn 3 before I really did anything anyway. I'd probably rather play a 1-2 and at least have something on the board rather than do nothing. But yeah, the 5 mana to spend later on is certainly useful. Angelic Intervention I didn't get to use. I've had a lot of success with it before, though. Yeah, in this particular case, I I just didn't get to use it. Wow. It would have been really useful actually a few times. Swordsworn Cavalier I got to play once. Certainly not a game winner and was never going to be particularly good in this deck. It has moments of success, I'm sure, in Knight's Tribal. This just isn't Knight's Tribal, it's just a 3-1, nothing wrong with that. Cosmic Hunger. In this particular draft, I didn't get to use nearly as much as I wanted to, I think. It would have been useful, though with the power of hindsight, I probably should have taken it, maybe both of them out for some more creatures. Wary Thespian is another one that I didn't get to play, but yeah, as a 3-1 it's not bad, and the Saval 1 would have actually been very useful, I think, overall. Helping me choose what I pick next would have been really helpful, I think. Flywheel Racer. I did make a bit of an error. I think the first time I played it, I pointed out that I didn't pay attention to the fact that it has to be a creature to tap for 1 mana, which actually slowed me down a little bit. I did get a few times that I got to attack with it and such, which it certainly wasn't useless, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of just vehicles in general, to be honest, but yeah, I didn't get much use out of it. It's certainly not useless, but maybe I should have picked something else in this case. Kithkin Billy Rider, I'm always happy with it. I didn't get to use it as effectively as I have in the past, mainly because in this deck I didn't get to boost it or get the opportunity to block effectively. I probably shouldn't have drafted it, but sort of what should I have had in sort of 3 mana cost instead is, yeah, probably not the best answer. Probably not the best alternative. Anyway, you know what I mean. Maybe in hindsight I should have dropped one of them for the Dune Shaper, maybe. Harried Artisan, I didn't get to play him at all. He probably would have been pretty good had I the opportunity to use him, though mainly just as the flying creature. I don't think he would have been particularly useful just as a 2/3. Not useless, but yeah, would have been best as the flyer. Just didn't get to use him though. I'm still glad I had an option of spending my red mana on turn 3, but maybe shouldn't have kept him in. War Historian, I did get to use a little bit, and to some effect, I think it was game 3 actually. Sorry you missed that one, but like it's just a generally good 3-drop anyway. Yeah, it sure doesn't win you the game on turn 3 by playing him, but yeah, he certainly has his moments, so I'm glad with how War Historian went. Crystal Carapace, I did get to attach it to Billy Rider game 4, I think. Anyway, one of the games I got to attach it to Billy Rider, that certainly turns Billy Rider into a very big creature, but as I stated at the time in the battle, it makes it a really good creature, but it still can only block 1 creature. So in that particular case, my opponent was just going way too wide for me, so I didn't get much use out of it. I suppose I probably shouldn't have drafted them in, or kept them in anyway, or maybe even just use cycling a bit more often. But yeah, I didn't do very well that particular time. Rampaging Geoderm, I'm pretty happy with it. Game 2, I think it was. No, game 1. I got pretty good use out of it, actually, which I came very close to overtaking the game, but my opponent just beat me. That was a good game. I very much like that one. I'll definitely draft them again, though. My opponent, game 4, played that much more effectively than I've seen, at least lately. So, yeah, maybe I've got to play it a bit more like my opponent had. Invasion of Moag, I didn't get to use it as effectively as I wanted to. Even just as a put 2/1/1 counters on a so put a +1/+1 counter on 2 creatures. It's not bad way of spending 4 mana, though. Yeah, it's definitely more for the creature that you want it. Giving a +1/+1 to things all the time is really good. The Anarcho Javelineer I didn't get to play at all. That's just a bit of bad luck, but it's definitely a good card. The Reach probably would have been particularly useful in this particular draft. So I'll definitely draft it again some other time. Bonded Herd Beast I did get to play, but the game was over, I think, the next turn, so I just didn't get to use it very effectively. Once again, my opponents just, luck or whatever you want to call it, were just faster than me. So, yeah, it just didn't work terribly effectively. Vorinclex I did get to play, though, what was it, game 2, I think? Yeah, got to play it game 2, but my opponent stopped from attacking blocking, which definitely makes Vorinclex a lot less useful. I didn't get a chance to transform it into the Saga, but yeah, look, it's a very late game thing anyway. Alabaster Host Intercessor, I hope that's how you pronounce it, is, still a good card. I'm happy I drafted it, but I didn't get to use it as effectively as I probably hoped. Because, Plane Cycling is really good. 6 mana for a 3/4 is not great, but its ETB definitely helps. I just didn't get to use it this time. Timberland Ancient, I did get to play, but once again, my opponents were just a bit too fast, so maybe just in general, I have to think about being a bit faster in this kind of deck at least. Maybe, maybe dropping the likes of Carapace and Carapace and Invasion of Moag maybe. Probably even Javelineer or Herd Beast even, just to get those lands out quicker. Probably still keep these two, but they just didn't shine this particular time, but that's alright. We don't always have a perfect match. Blossoming Sands, I'm very glad I kept them. Once again, they didn't win me the game, but they are very good in any green-white deck, as far as I'm concerned. That Dune Shaper I was talking about, that's the one that I probably should have taken out, say, one Cosmic Hunger for. Aerial Boost, I don't think I would have got much use out of. Though, there definitely would have been a situation that it was very good, but it just didn't work out this particular time. Sunder the Gateway, the Incubate aspect would have been probably the best in this particular match. This particular draft, I mean. Once again, just to get some creatures out earlier game. I'm not sure what I would have dropped. Maybe Invasion of Moag for that. Attentive Sky Warden. Probably one creature that I should have put in, maybe even instead of Billy Rider, just for the flying. I wouldn't have got the Incubator trigger. It is a lot better when you've got the Incubator effect going. I just didn't have it this time. In fact, I haven't used it terribly effectively, but that's alright, that happens. Meeting of Minds, because I did consider at some stage maybe going blue instead of red. Maybe the likes of Meeting of Minds would have been good. Let's just for a second go, instead of red, I would have had one card left over, one slot left over. So I would have gone, just off the top of my head, say, drop all the red cards, put Dunescaper and these 3 blue in. I don't think Meeting of Minds would have been... look, it's... Draw 2 cards is never a bad idea, especially at instant speed, with Convoke, so you can sit on the defensive. If your opponent doesn't attack or whatever, you can still draw, or even if they do attack, you can still draw. Halo Charge Scab wouldn't have been good in this draft. Didn't get much by way of instant sorceries that I probably would have got. It certainly has its moments, even in bad decks, really. But yeah, I certainly don't think I would have gone blue instead of red at the very least. Thrashing Frontliner, maybe I should have gone that instead of, say, Swordsworn Cavalier. As I said at the time, though, I didn't want to rely too heavily on a third colour, and red would have been the case. So drawing Thrashing Frontliner would have required me to have a mountain a bit more often. Maybe that's a bad thing, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. Ren's Resolve, I just don't think is generally good in draft anyway, unless you're going sort of prowess, basically. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't have drafted it in this case. Marauding Dreadship is good. Gets you the incubate thing. You can spend some mana later. Maybe that's one I should have gone. Maybe instead of Harried Artisan, even. Yeah, though there's not many opportunities where I would have been able to crew it turn 3 or something, and more effectively. So, yeah, maybe. I know there's a few too many maybes in that sentence, but anyway. Shadow the Source, I'm not a huge fan of anyway. Just grabbed it because it was red. Atrax's Fall. That's probably one of the cases where instead of going red, I would have just gone white-green, and Atrax's Fall was something I would keep instead of, say, in fact, probably to put Atrax's Fall in, I would have got rid of Cosmic Hungers, actually, but I probably would have only kept one in anyway. It's, yeah, good, but if you don't play it, you really don't play it. Copperhose Crusher, I definitely wouldn't have played in this draft anyway. When you do get to play it, it's very, very good, but yeah, my opponents just beat me too quickly, so in this particular case, I wouldn't have kept it. Flywheel Racer, the third one, yeah, I'm glad I didn't keep that one in deck, because, well, yeah, as I pointed out before, I did sort of make the mistake of how that works a little bit, so I wouldn't have got much ramp from it anyway. And yeah, I don't really have much creatures that I would have kept to crew it. I mean, Kite Sail, yeah, is good, but it's just not a card that I'd want to play in this deck. Phyrexian Archivist actually might be a card that I should have gone instead of, say, Bonded Herdbeast. Just because I was going 3 colours, you need 6 mana of any colour to play it, so yeah, maybe that's something I should have gone. I do prefer Bonded Herdbeast just as a general rule of thumb anyway, but Phyrexian Archivist has reach and can be useful. So yeah, anyway, I hope you learn from my mistakes ultimately, because I didn't do very well. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.